With challenges mounting for traditional equity and bond markets, investors are looking for alternative sources of returns, and that includes private assets. Private markets offer investments not listed on the stock market or readily tradable. Since private assets are generally not listed and owned by a small number of parties, they're usually much less liquid than publicly traded assets. This can make them less volatile, but it also brings some other challenges that demand specialist skills. When considering investing in private markets, it is important to rely on someone who has deep knowledge of the asset class and the sector you're investing in. In private equity, for example, investors can actively support the transformation and growth of a company and realise returns, provided they are patient. Patience is essential when investing in private markets. Over the long term, private markets have a strong track record of generating higher, more stable returns when compared to public markets. What is a democratisation of private assets? We've been hearing about it a lot lately, but what does it mean? Private assets, like private equity or direct real estate, were for a long time only accessible to big institutions. Some types of private assets are now becoming much easier to access for other, smaller investors. In some ways, democratisation is doing for private markets what mutual funds do for public markets. Many years ago, unless you were a very big investor, you could not easily diversify your portfolio. Mutual funds made that very easy and accessible, at a very low minimum investment. There are now simpler ways to invest in private assets with developments to offer flexible liquidity and more diversification. Technology and regulations have helped to make this happen. Through the European Long-Term Investment Fund in Europe or the Long-Term Asset Fund in the UK, you can invest in projects and companies to help the economy grow, especially in the recovery from the pandemic as well as with the energy transition. Further democratisation looks certain, and the lines between private and public markets continue to blur.